Introduction. The age gap allure and its hidden traps. Have you ever wondered why some age gap relationships flourish, while others, despite intense initial chemistry, crumble under unseen pressures? If you're an older woman dating a younger man, this relationship can be profound, exciting, and deeply transformative, but only if you navigate certain psychological traps. In today's world, relationships with significant age differences are increasingly common. Younger men are often drawn to older women for their maturity, self-awareness, and emotional depth, qualities that can feel incredibly magnetic. Yet, this very strength can easily be distorted if the woman unconsciously falls into certain roles or patterns. Carl Jung, the pioneering Swiss psychiatrist, spoke extensively about the unconscious forces that shape our relationships. He warned that if we're unaware of these hidden dynamics, what he called projections, we can inadvertently sabotage even the most promising connections. This isn't about age itself. It's about the level of psychological awareness both partners bring to the table. In this film, inspired by Jung's depth psychology, we'll explore the crucial pitfalls every mature woman must avoid in a relationship with a younger man. We'll uncover the unconscious patterns that can derail these unique bonds and, most importantly, how to build a healthy, authentic connection rooted in strength, not fear. 2. The Jungian compass. Understanding your inner landscape. Before we dive into the specific traps, let's quickly map out the Jungian landscape of the mind or psyche as it applies to relationships. Understanding these core concepts is your compass for navigating the complexities of love. The ego, this is your conscious I, your everyday awareness. It's how you see yourself and interact with the world. In relationships, your ego is what makes conscious choices, but it's only part of the story. The personal unconscious. This holds your forgotten memories, repressed emotions, and personal experiences. It's where your complexes reside, emotionally charged patterns from your past that can subtly influence your behavior and choices, often without you realizing it. The collective unconscious. This is a deeper, universal layer of the unconscious mind, shared by all humanity. It contains primal instincts and universal patterns called archetypes. These archetypes are like ancient blueprints that shape our perceptions and reactions, especially in love. Archetypes in relationships. The persona, your social mask, the role you play in public. Over-identifying with it can lead to inner emptiness. The shadow, the dark side of your personality. Everything you deny, suppress, or deem unacceptable in yourself. It includes fears, insecurities, but also untapped strengths. The Animus, for women, your unconscious masculine side. It embodies qualities like assertiveness, logic, and the drive to act. Projection, the unconscious act of attributing your own inner qualities from your shadow, animus, or other complexes onto another person. This is often the initial spark of intense attraction, making the other person seem magical or ideal. Jung believed that true love isn't just about conscious choices. It's a profound dance between these conscious and unconscious forces. When we're unaware of these dynamics, we risk falling into psychological pitfalls. 3. Pitfall number 1, the mother complex, nurturing versus smothering. One of the most common and damaging traps in older woman-younger man relationships is the unconscious slipping into a motherly role. The dynamic, an older woman, with her life experience and emotional maturity, might naturally feel a desire to nurture and support. A younger man, perhaps still finding his footing, might unconsciously seek a maternal figure. This can manifest as excessive care, constantly solving his problems, making decisions for him, or offering unsolicited advice on every aspect of his life. The Jungian lens. This dynamic often involved a woman unconsciously projecting a great mother archetype onto herself, and a man unconsciously seeking a Puer Aeternus, eternal boy role. The woman's genuine care can morph into over-nurturing, stemming from her own unintegrated mother complex or a need to feel needed. The man, in turn, may become emotionally dependent and irresponsible, hindering his own maturation. The never do this rule: never be his therapist or his financial provider. Don't fix his traumas or low self-esteem. Your role is a partner, not a therapist. Trying to fix him creates an unhealthy power imbalance and prevents him from doing his own necessary inner work. User query. Don't finance his growing up. Paying for his life or ambitions creates a relationship of servitude and hidden resentment. True partnership is built on mutual contribution and respect for each other's autonomy. User query. Real-life example. Imagine he's struggling with a career decision. Instead of immediately researching options for him or telling him what to do, you might say, "That sounds like a tough decision. What are your thoughts on the best way forward?" This subtle shift empowers him. For pitfall number 2, the mentor trap, partnership versus pedestal. Closely related to the mother complex is the mentor trap, where the older woman unconsciously assumes the role of a life coach or guru rather than an equal partner. The dynamic, your wisdom and experience are undoubtedly attractive. However, if you constantly offer unsolicited advice, correct his choices, or subtly imply that your way is superior, you undermine his sense of self-worth and autonomy. He might start to feel like a student rather than a respected equal. The Jungian lens. This can be a manifestation of an unintegrated animus in the woman. If her inner masculine, her drive for logic, action, and impact, is not fully integrated within herself, she might project it outwards by trying to control or educate her partner. This can stifle the man's own developing animus and his need for self-reliance. The never do this rule: never abandon your own goals or passions to support his. If you give up your career, hobbies, or personal aspirations to solely focus on his development, it leads to bitterness and a loss of your own identity. User query. A healthy relationship thrives when both partners are engaged in their own individuation journeys, the lifelong process of becoming their true, authentic selves. Real-life example. Instead of saying, "You should really try this new investment strategy," try, "I've been exploring some new investment ideas lately. What are your thoughts on financial planning for the future?" This invites collaboration, not instruction. Pitfall number 3, the control shadow, freedom versus fear. The desire for control, often rooted in our own unacknowledged fears and insecurities, can be a significant pitfall. The dynamic. After years of life experience, you might feel a natural inclination to guide or manage situations, especially if you face past disappointments. This can manifest as trying to dictate the relationship's pace, making all the plans, or subtly manipulating outcomes to feel secure. The Jungian lens. This often stems from an unintegrated shadow aspect, a fear of vulnerability, abandonment, or a need for certainty. If you haven't acknowledged and integrated your own shadow control, you might project it onto the relationship, leading to power struggles and resentment. Jung warned that love becomes destructive when it turns possessive, as passion thrives only in freedom and mutual discovery, not in emotional dependency. The never do this rule: never compare him to past relationships or partners. Dragging him into comparisons with ex-partners or past disappointments is a form of projecting your unresolved emotional baggage onto him. User query. It forces him into a role he can't fulfill and creates an unfair dynamic. Instead of dwelling on the past, focus on the present. Ask yourself, what does happiness mean to him right now? User query. Real-life example. If you find yourself constantly checking his phone or questioning his whereabouts, ask yourself, what fear or insecurity within me is driving this need for control? Then, consciously choose to approach him with curiosity and trust rather than suspicion. 6. Pitfall number 4. Idealizing chemistry, soul connection versus superficiality. Initial attraction, especially in age gap relationships, can be incredibly potent. However, relying solely on physical or sexual chemistry can mask deeper psychological issues. The dynamic, the excitement of a new passionate connection can be intoxicating. But if this physical fascination becomes a primary glue of the relationship, it can prevent both partners from addressing deeper emotional or spiritual needs. The Jungian lens. This can be a form of projection, where the intense physical chemistry masks a deeper spiritual emptiness or an unacknowledged need for emotional fulfillment. Jung warned that idealizing sexual chemistry can lead to spiritual parasitism, where one partner unconsciously drains the other's life force by relying on them to fill inner voids. User query. The never do this rule. Never idealize sexual chemistry as the sole foundation of the relationship. Physical fascination can be powerful, but it often masks a spiritual void. Over time, eroticism alone cannot sustain an intellectual or emotional bond. User query. True love, according to Jung, involves embracing the entirety of another person, their hopes, fears, hidden corners, and vulnerabilities. Real-life example. Instead of focusing solely on the physical aspects, actively seek to understand his inner world. Ask about his dreams, his fears, his values. Engage in conversations that challenge both of you intellectually and emotionally. 7. The Jungian path forward, cultivating authentic connection. So, how do you build a healthy, thriving relationship with a younger man, free from these pitfalls? The answer lies in Jung's ultimate goal. Individuation, the lifelong process of becoming your true, authentic self. 1. Integrate your animus. Instead of projecting your inner masculine onto your partner by trying to control or mentor him, develop your own assertiveness, purposefulness, and logical thinking. When you embody these qualities yourself, your relationship becomes a choice, not a need. User query. 2. Embrace your shadow. Confront your own shadow, your fears, insecurities, and unacknowledged traits. Accepting your imperfections creates a safe, non-judgmental space in a relationship, allowing both of you to be truly authentic. 3. Seek mature partnership. Ask yourself, is he capable of being a support in my crises? User query. True partnership means mutual support and the ability to be there for each other's growth, not just one person nurturing the other. 4. Accept natural life cycles. Embrace your natural aging process, including milestones like menopause, as an initiation into wisdom and deeper authenticity. This means shedding the persona of eternal goddess and finding beauty in every stage of life. User query. 5. Cultivate inner autonomy. True confidence and happiness come from within. Focus on your own self-worth, independent of external validation or the relationship itself. This self-sufficiency is incredibly attractive and forms the bedrock of a healthy bond. 8. Conclusion. Love from a place of strength. The journey of an older woman with a younger man, when approached with Jungian awareness, can be one of profound growth and authentic connection. It's about recognizing that the greatest strength in any relationship comes from inner work. Your commitment to self-discovery, self-acceptance, and continuous individuation. It's not about avoiding age differences. It's about transcending them through psychological maturity. It's not about playing roles. It's about embracing your authentic self, shadows and all. It's not about control. It's about fostering freedom and mutual respect. It's not about superficial chemistry. It's about building a soul-level connection. By understanding and integrating your own psyche, you transform the relationship from a potential minefield of unconscious traps into a powerful crucible for mutual growth. You become a woman who loves from a place of strength, not fear, a woman who meets her partner where he is real, and together you build a relationship that is not just love, but a shared legacy. If this message resonated with you, share this video with other women who deserve to build relationships rooted in authentic power. Your journey to deeper connection and inner strength begins now.